Welcome to my views and news. First news story is about the tension between Ethiopian Orthodox Church and Tigray archbishops. Tigray archbishops were saying that they would establish a separate synod, they would elect a new patriarch. They established the CF Silama, the CF Manbre Silama, CF Silama Kasate Berhan regional religious structure. They were gradually splitting with the main church. They were demanding an apology too. Today, Orthodox Church of Ethiopia released an official apology to the people of Tigray, Tigray priests, Tigray archbishops. Question is, what is the wording of this apology? Is this apology an admission by the Orthodox Church leaders that they blessed the war, which is what is claimed, what is alleged by the Tigray archbishops? We'll have a look at the wording, and can this apology satisfy the Tigray archbishops? Can we say that Tigray archbishops and Ethiopian Orthodox Church are on reconciliation path? Secondly, we Shewa Robit, North Shore zone of the Amhara region, where a chief of security was assassinated 2 to 3 days ago. Then a curfew was imposed. What is happening there now? Reportedly, roads closed, businesses closed. Thirdly, viewers, Ethio 360 contest. This battle between Ethio 360 and Ethiopian government ongoing. The last channel was blocked yesterday by the YouTube, but hours after that they appeared on another YouTube channel. Fourthly, were two stories from Sudan, where now Sudanese military is openly accusing Kenya. What are the accusations against Abdul Fattah al-Burhan, against Kenya? Is Kenya supporting rapid support forces? And South Sudan is emerging as a player in Sudan. South Sudan's President Salva Kiir has contacted leader of an armed group in Sudan. This armed group and Sudanese military have been involved in recent clashes. Not RSF, another armed group. We have details for you. Firstly, viewers, we saw that in the 2-year-long war in northern Ethiopia, link between Tigray churches, Tigray archbishops and Ethiopian Orthodox Church was disconnected. The Tigray archbishops, Tigray bishops back then accused the main church that the main church was behind the war. It was supporting the war on Tigray. Though Tigray people, Tigray fighters, Tigray archbishops, they had a soft corner for the patriarch Abune Matthias because he's a Tigrayan. It was said that Abune Matthias was not allowed to speak freely. We saw a leaked interview of Abune Matthias in which he condemned the war on Tigray, but other archbishops, Abune Petros, Abune Abraham, were accused by Tigray groups that these archbishops were part of the war. They wanted war to continue. The church did not try to stop the war. And back then, if you remember, people of Tigray, TPLF, Tigray fighters, they accused PM Abiy too. They accused Ethiopian National Defense Force too, that PM Abiy was committing genocide of Tigrayans, that ENDF was a brutal force. It was committing genocide of Tigrayans. Peace deal was signed between TPLF and Ethiopian federal government. And then we saw that the narrative of hate, narrative of accusations against federal government, against PM, against Ethiopian military stopped. But Tigray archbishops refused to reconcile with the main church. Main church tried to approach Tigray archbishops. Committees were formed. Tigray archbishops were invited to Addis Ababa. They did not attend meetings. Rather, they announced the formation of a regional structure, a regional, religious, independent structure. Though Tigray archbishops have not formed Holy Synod so far, separate synod. They have not elected a new patriarch so far. But they say that they will elect a new patriarch. They'll form a new synod. They'll split. Connection is broken. Main church has been trying to convince Tigray archbishops to rejoin the main church. And today, the main church issued an apology. This apology was being demanded. Tigray archbishops, Tigray clergy, they were demanding an apology. Apology has been issued. But the wording of apology does not indicate that the Tigray, these Ethiopian Orthodox Church leaders acknowledged that they were part of the war. So what is the wording? The church says that it failed to plead to end the war. It's not saying that it blessed the war, it was part of the war. It did not raise its voice to stop the war. That is what church is saying. It failed. It is acknowledging its failure. Secondly, it failed to be in Tigray. Orthodox Church elders should have been in Tigray. They should have traveled to and from Tigray to stop the war. They should have provided aid to Tigray too. They could not. They did not. Failure. The main church says it's failure of the church, that it could not console the people of Tigray. It could not console the bishops of Tigray and Tigray church leaders. Now, this apology has come before the patriarch is due to visit Tigray. Yesterday, we saw an announcement from the main church. The patriarch Abune Matthias Tigrayan, who is respected in Tigray, is going to visit Tigray with a 13-member delegation. He'll visit Tigray and there he'll distribute humanitarian aid too, reportedly. Before that, apology has come. Apology was being demanded by Tigray archbishops. Does it mean that some progress has been made? In backdoor channels, backdoor contact between the main church and Tigray authorities, Tigray church too. It seems some progress has been made. That is why, or you can say that before Abune Matthias' visit, momentum is being built. It is being built for start of reconciliation between the main church and Tigray archbishop. Let's see. We'll have to wait and see. Yesterday we saw that the main church handled a very sensitive issue about appointment of bishops to Romania very sensibly. After long discussions, the issue has been largely solved, though not completely. Nine or eight bishops were appointed yesterday, and three of them are those who were appointed by the breakaway faction of Romania too. So partially, the main church approved appointments of some bishops made by the three archbishops, which happened a few months ago. At the same time, all appointments were not approved. It means there was some sort of agreement reached. Same could happen in Tigray, though it's too early to say. Tigray's grievances are very strong grievances. Tigray says that the synod is dominated by those people who were part of the war. But question is, if ENDF and TDF can sit at the same table and eat and drink, why can't Tigray clergy and Ethiopian Orthodox Church archbishop sit at that same table and resolve their issues? Yes, they can do. But unfortunately, this is not a religious issue between the Tigray archbishops and the main church. It's a political issue too. We'll have to see which side Ethiopian federal government and Tigray interim government are going to take? Are they in support of reconciliation between the main church and Tigray church, or do they want this split to continue? My understanding was that a united church is a threat. It is perceived as a threat by the federal government. Federal government would like, PM Abiy's government would like some sort of split to continue. So maybe a reconciliation could start, but when will reconciliation be complete? That remains to be seen. In Romania too, you know that appointments have been made, but reportedly the diocese is still under the control of the breakaway faction. It's not that entire Romania, all Romanian dioceses have come under the administration of the main church. No, it hasn't. Same could happen in Tigray too, but overall a good development in terms of reconciliation. Disputes should be solved. Issues should be solved. That is the way forward. Spreading of hate, spreading of propaganda leads to conflicts. If Tigray archbishops have genuine concerns, complaints, they should make the concerns, complaints public. And secondly, either they should announce complete independence, which perhaps is a difficult move for them to make. So if they cannot announce complete independence, there should be then engagement, rapprochement between the two sides. Now, Abune Matthias's upcoming visit is very crucial, viewers. He's going to visit Tigray after a few days. How will he be welcomed? Will he there talk about reconciliation too, or will he just deliver aid? And what is the role of Tigray interim government? Several questions, so far a good start. But let's wait for response from Tigray archbishops. Tigray interim government, will they accept this apology or not? We have not seen any statement from Tigray archbishops, Tigray interim government so far. Secondly, was the Shewa Robit, North Shore zone of the Amhara region, North Shore destabilized zone of the Amhara region, where Girmashitela was assassinated. Then Abdo Hussein, head of security, was assassinated in Shewa Robit 2 days ago. After that, Ethiopian National Defense Force imposed curfew, nighttime curfew in Shewa Robit, but in the day as well. Roads closed, roads to and from Shewa Robit closed, businesses closed, vehicle movement banned, Ethiopian military patrolling main roads and streets. It's like a warlike situation in Shewa Robit. Fano fighters are not in Shewa Robit, they are in the outskirts, they are in mountains, forests close to Shewa Robit, but they have their penetration, they have public support too, they have support from former ENDF members, some members of Ethiopian National Defense Force. In Dajan, you know that a police chief was killed there, his deputy too. Now it is being said that the killer is a former member of Amhara Special Force. These Amhara Special Force members know the security structure in Amhara. It's easy for them to carry out such attacks. And they have been fighting alongside Ethiopian National Defense Force as well. So this security challenge for ENDF in Amhara is turning into a serious challenge, but no signs of any peaceful resolution to this issue, because PM Abiy at today's appearance in Parliament clearly said that operations will continue. All armed groups will be disarmed. At the same time, by the way, Ethiopian government is raising new militias. It is arming new groups. It wants to disarm groups already existing in the Amhara region. Thirdly, viewers, contest between Ethio 360 journalists and Ethiopian government-backed activists continuing. YouTube channels of 360 journalists are being blocked one after the other. One channel is blocked, they start their programs on a new channel. Several blocked. The last channel was blocked yesterday. Ethio 360 Studio C, starting from Ethio 360 Media, Studio 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Studio C band, and now they have a new channel. A few hours ago, they appeared on a new YouTube channel, that is Ethio 360 Studio B. Studio C blocked, Studio B on air. So it's difficult to completely ban Ethio 360 people. They'll be there on YouTube or on Facebook, on Twitter, on Rumble, on satellite. Their voices cannot be silenced because they are watched. They are watched. That is why, whether their content is hateful or not, they cannot be silenced. But this contest is ongoing, by the way, that channels being blocked, then they keep on appearing on new YouTube channels. Lastly, we have Sudan, where we know that Sudanese military refused to accept Kenya as head of a committee to mediate between the military, Sudanese military and rapid support forces. But now the concerns of Sudanese military are public. Al-Burhan talked to Somalia's President Hassan Sheikh. In his talk, he clearly said that Kenyan chairmanship of the committee formed by IGAD to mediate between rapid support forces and Sudanese military is not acceptable. Al-Burhan said that Kenya has links with rapid support forces, economic ties too. So it cannot be clearer than this, that Kenya is now being accused by Sudanese military that it's not neutral. It cannot be head of a committee to mediate in Sudan. Secondly, South Sudan's president is emerging as a player in Sudan. He has contacted Abdul Aziz Al-Hilo, head of Sudan People Liberation Army SPLA group, based in Kordofan in Blue Nile State. We have seen clashes between SPLA fighters and Sudanese military in the past 2 to 3 weeks. Clashes over some areas, some military camps, and some SPLA soldiers were killed, Sudanese military soldiers were killed too. Sudanese military on the one hand is fighting rapid support forces, on the other hand SPLA fighters too, near Kudugli in Kordofan and in Blue Nile State. Now, Salva Kiir from South Sudan is stepping in. He talked to Abdulaziz Al-Hilo, asking him that SPLA should stop fighting against Sudanese military. Reportedly, SPLA has agreed to halt its hostilities against Sudanese military, but we have to wait and see. Salva Kiir's government definitely has links with SPLA. But can Salva Kiir convince SPLA to stop fighting and to be on good terms with Sudan military? That remains to be seen. But Salva Kiir is definitely emerging as a player in Sudan. Thank you for watching.